But that is how you make ricotta with the buttermilk from making your butter. So you start off by just pouring in milk. I'm making a lot, so I'm just using regular whole milk. But you can use whatever milk you want, a local dairy, a non-local dairy. Next, you're gonna pour in 2 cups of heavy cream or whipping cream, it really does not matter, and turn it on medium heat. Now that I turned on the milk and the cream, I'm going to pour in 8 cups of buttermilk. This is a great way to use the buttermilk for making butter. When working with dairy, it's best to use metal or stainless steel just so that you don't introduce bacteria of any sort. Check the temperature. You can use any kind of thermometer. I'm using a meat thermometer because I don't have a candy thermometer. So the temperature to 200 and then take it off the heat. Okay, so this has been warming for an hour. It takes a very long time to bring this big of a pot to temperature without burning it. So this has been an hour and you can see the chunks are starting to form. If I can find my camera, see the ricotta? Oh my God! Well, the ricotta comes to temperature, you can start getting ready for filtering it. It does take around an hour to an hour and a half to bring 2 gallons of milk to temperature, so just know that it will take a while. You have to stir like every 10 minutes. So you're gonna get a sieve, and you can do up to 4 cheesecloths. If your cheesecloths aren't stained with everything that you've used them for, then are you cooking? So you're going to go ahead and put that in the sieve and then have something to scoop the curd out of the stock pot. So it has been an hour and 20 minutes and this is what we're looking like. You can see the ricotta starting to come to the top. You really want to keep stirring it. I would say stir it at least like every 5 minutes right now, just because it's starting to get a lot thicker and you don't want it scorching. Just hit 200, turning the heat off. This is what it looks like right now. So this is the ricotta coming to the top. Let it sit for about 30 minutes to cool down before we strain it. Now that we've let the ricotta sit for 30 minutes, we're going to go in and run it through our cheesecloths. And this is what it's going to look like. So much amazing ricotta. This is why you never throw out your buttermilk. We're going to bottle this quick. We have that much whey. We are starting to get a really nice chunk of ricotta. Okay, so 2 gallons of milk made that big of a ball of ricotta, so it's definitely a good amount. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hang it for the next 24 hours so that it dries out even more. If you have a water pitcher, you can put this inside of the pitcher and tie the cheesecloth to the handle. That's a great way to drain it. This doesn't fit in mine, so it is going over a rolling pin. We're just gonna stick it in there, and it's hanging. Just check it and make sure that it's draining and dump the whey as needed. Remember the ricotta. Well, I guess for you it hasn't been a day, but for me it has. So this has strained overnight. It is one hard block. I am not Italian and you can feel that. You can make ricotta very simply with just lemon juice or vinegar. Using buttermilk, a little bit of cream, and milk makes it absolutely life-changing. Look at this gorgeous hunk. Talking about the cheese over here. Is quite dry, and we're going to be using it in our ravioli. And our ravioli is going to have a ricotta filling and a pistachio pesto sauce. Just look at it. And if you have questions about salting it, I just salt ricotta when I'm making the recipe that I'm using it for. I don't salt it before. You can really do whatever you want, but I find that just salting it when I make a recipe is the easiest. Let's get that covered, and you can make whatever you want with it. But that is how you make ricotta with the buttermilk from making your butter.